Morning, Union Chapel. It's good to see everybody here. Hey, we are in the campaign series now. So this is growing together, and let me explain briefly what growing together means. The first thing we're going to grow together with is Christ, right? So up is first. If we don't have that connection, nothing else matters. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to grow closer together. We had two congregations that have merged about a year ago, and we're still in the process of growing together. And so now there's one congregation. So if we ever say us and them again, I'm going to take donuts away. That's the worst thing you could do to church people, right? The only other thing I could do is possibly take your caffeine away, and I don't want to do that, right? That's riot material right there. So there's now one congregation, so one this way, but we don't want to be insular, right? We don't want to be just about us. We want to reach out into the community, so we want to grow into the community. So what we're doing with this whole idea is exploring all these three things at once. It's going to be a lot to handle, but it's not bigger than God. So that is my encouragement to you today. And we're going to pick up with the next in the series here, Abide and Bear Fruit. Okay, so I think you've heard this phrase before, 1,000-yard stare. Everybody familiar with that? 1,000-yard stare? Okay, I want you to give me your best 1,000-yard stare. Let me see it. How come that's not much different than when I preach? Is it? 1,000-yard stare, you're all familiar, right? You've been there, but are you all there, right? Maybe you've been in one of these conversations over the dinner table where there's a lively conversation going, the family's catching up, all this stuff, but you got that 1,000-yard stare. You're there, but you're not all there. How many people have experienced that? Yeah. Actually, with today's society, I'm wondering, do people still sit down together at a table for dinner? I don't know. Yes, I love that enthusiasm. Let's make that a camp. That's part of our 40 days. I dare you. I double dog dare you to sit down at a table with your family and actually have a discussion, and God forbid, be all present. Yes. Nobody ever claps when I preach. This is awesome. I got the 1,000-yard stare and the clap within 5 minutes. Man, this is my bucket list. This is awesome. All right. So here's the thing with the 1,000-yard stare today. It's easy to look at your spirituality and have a 1,000-yard stare. It's easy to kind of end up you're there, but you're not really present. We're going to ask you for 40 days to be not just there, but be present. Be in his presence. And we're going to teach you how to do that. Now, the good news is you don't really have to do much. You just have to be available. That's the hard part, being available. Because as I look at people in the 1,000-yard stare in the spiritual realm today, it's not that they've disconnected. I think they've connected too much. And here's what I mean. This is the perfect example. Solar generator. Anybody got one? All right, two of us. Yes. I got this just in case. You never know, right? So what do you notice about this solar generator? Just observations. I should warn you, I talk with you, not at you. What do you notice? Tons of cables coming out of that bad boy. Solar panels. Are they pointed towards the sun? It's heavy? Yeah. Nice. Yeah. What's that? Tripping hazards, says the trustee. Yes, nice. Yeah, so this is a solar panel and a solar generator. Now, it will run for a time, but what does it depend on? The sun, right. So look at all these things coming out of it. What if, just assume, what if those solar panels in the back, they have a cord? What if somebody forgot to plug that in? What would happen? Whoops. Yeah, you would go pretty quick. You'd get drained. This generator, if it had a face, would have a 1,000-yard stare, wouldn't it? It's present, but it's not all there. It's physically present, but not doing what it was created to do. Because it can't. It's not connected to the source of power. Now, here's the interesting thing about our lives. We have all the equipment that we need. We have the generator, we have the outlets, we have the input, but are we plugged into the right things? Are we connected outward to too many things? I see so many people, and this is a culture thing, I get it. But everybody wants to be everywhere at all the time. That's a lot of plugs coming out of there. That's a fast drain. How do you recharge? Or do you recharge? I have literally seen people in ministry, like clergy, that should know how to take rest, that should know how to abide in Christ and his Spirit, get burned out. because they out, 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 no in, in, in. Don't you see the irony there? We're supposed to be the shepherds, the one that show you how to connect to this, and we can't do it ourselves sometimes. So I have been reconnecting in this whole process. I will be reconnecting with you, but don't forget to plug in. And by the way, the sun moves. Once you throw those panels out there, you got to follow wherever the sun goes. Now that's up to you if you want to spell it S-O-N or S-U-N. Ooh, that'll preach, right? See what I did there? Yeah. So you got to follow where he goes. You can't just go, Lord, I am here. Bless me. Oh, wait. Bless me. We have to orient ourselves in this whole process, and that's what this is about. This walk with Jesus is a walk. It's not a sit. It's not a stand. It's a walk. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He would have said, I'm the destination, the truth, and the life. Please pull up your chair on my cruise ship. Sit back, relax. Let me take care of you. I almost sounded like Chris there for a second. Sit back and relax for the dulcet tones of Jesus. Right? Sorry, I couldn't resist. Right? So don't be this generator, right? We have to figure out, yes, it's okay to plug and give. That's what we're expected to do. It's expected to flow through us, but we can't forget to connect to the thing that gives us life, to the things that gives us the power to do all these things. And oh, by the way, don't forget to give him credit when that happens. So we want this easy life. Jesus says not so much. But that's not bad news. It's actually very exciting. I don't know if you've ever been on a mission where you're fully prepared, fully charged, and ready to go, and you've got an excellent commander. Anybody? Awesome. All right. So 3 of us have this wonderful experience we'll share with you. All right. So we're going to go to a setting, to the most excellent of commanders, to the most exciting of missions. And these are not easy missions at all. I want to give you the setting here. This is the Last Supper, but you notice someone is already absent from the table. Any guesses who's absent from that table? Judas is absent from that table. So this is the part where Jesus is talking. Now understand, in the Last Supper, you save the best for last. If you know, if Jesus knows, he's going away, this is gold, right? So anything that he says here should weigh like 10 times normal heavy. So we have to pay attention to what he says. And the thing I love about Jesus is he doesn't give you a checklist. He doesn't, hey, remember these 10 things and you'll be good disciples. You know what he does? He tells a great story. And why does he do that? Because you can remember a story. I can't remember 10 things to do, but I can remember a good story. So this is important. Judas has left. He's gone on his way to betray Jesus, and Jesus knows this. And now he's talking to the rest of the disciples. So where we're at today is John 15, verses 1 through 8. Question of the day. What are you connected to? Let's read together. This is Jesus talking. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me, as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine. You are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. But apart from me, you can do nothing. If you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish. It will be done for you. This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. These are the words of God for the people of God. And for these words, we are grateful. The last thing that Jesus says is to remain in me. He knows he's going away. Now, this is going to blow the disciples' mind. In about 72 hours, they're going to go, wait a minute. How do we do that? He's gone. How do you remain in someone who's no longer there? He gives us a couple of hints, but before we get too far, I want to highlight something. This is all about gardening. Any gardeners out there? Nice. This is going to ring true for you. I don't even, Rana has a green thumb. I have like a black thumb. Like I touch things and they die, right? So she doesn't let me near plants, but I appreciate what she does. Listen to what's happening here as we look at this analogy of a gardener. Two things are happening. Did you catch it? If you're a dead branch, you're going to get cut and tossed into the fire. If you're doing great, you're going to get cut. Nobody escapes the knife. Did you catch that? If you're dead and no fruit, you get cut. If you're doing good, you get cut. Like, what kind of deal is that? Like if I just said that was hey, let's join this club where things are going to get taken away from you. Who wants to sign up? Nobody, right? But look at the difference, right? So one type of cutting is there's a dead branch. It is no longer functioning, it is no longer viable. It's going to be separated. It's not only is it going to be separated, it's going to be tossed into the fire. It's worthless. Now, Chad brought up a good point because I was also talking about this earlier in the week. He goes, this is Jesus talking. He says, if there are dead branches in me, it gets thrown into the fire. Well, who's the dead branch in Jesus? Who just left the room? What happened to him? Don't be that guy, right? But here's the other thing. Listen to why he prunes, right? He prunes so that you can bear more fruit. Now, I'm not a gardener. I get that. But there are certain times when you have to prune to actually get more. Otherwise, you get stagnant. We have a giant oak tree in our front yard. It is our baby. We cherish that thing. And we had a company come out to prune it because it was getting overgrown. And we're always paranoid. Are you going to kill the tree? You know, you never know who it is. It could be Chuck in a truck. We don't know who this is that's showing up, right? So are you qualified to actually take care of our baby, right? Because as I look down the street, how many people have seen the broccoli effect, right? Where they take the stalk and it's like, beep, that's not a tree, that's broccoli. That's tree. I want to make sure we understand tree. This is tree, right? And so we hired this person who was absolutely outstanding. Not that I'm promoting businesses, but if you need a guy, I know a guy. And it is a beautiful thing, but they pruned, they cut off all this stuff. And I was like, ooh, I wouldn't have taken that one, you know. But and now I look at it and what they did, it looks great. It's fantastic. And it's going to help my grass grow. It's going to help everything grow. My point is, if the gardener knows what he's pruning, there will be more, and it will be glorious. So here's the thing that we struggle with, because notice I said if you're dead wood, you get cut. If you're good, you get cut. And sometimes that cut can feel like a loss. You can actually go through phases of mourning as things get taken away from you, as things are pruned from you. You can go through all the things. You can go through the questioning of God. God, why did you take that? God, this is my dream. Why are you dashing this? Why won't this door open that I keep knocking my head against? God, why are you taking this from me? Well, here's where we need to watch our semantics, our wording. And this is not positive thinking. This is a God's eye view alignment of what's happening, which is why we're doing the 40 days of prayer. We want the vision of God. We have to have that big vision. Is he taking away or is he making a way? Do you see the difference? When he takes away, he just robs, he steals. That's not the God we follow. That's somebody else. I read about that. This one takes away in order to make a way. This one unburdens us so that we can pick up something better. Maybe allows us to run the race a little better. It's not that he's taking away, it's that he's making a way. And it can be painful. I'm not going to lie. I've been there. You've probably been there too. Questioning in the wee hours of the morning, God, why did you do this? Why won't you let this happen? Recently, I've had apparently a Groupon for surgery. I've had a couple in the past three months. You didn't know that was a thing. I didn't either, right? And it has taken away some things temporarily, I hope, but it's super frustrating because I want to do things that I can't do right now. God, why did you take that away? Maybe because we're starting a 40-day prayer campaign and there's a lot of stuff I need you to do that's not what you want to do, but it's what I need you to do. As it turns out, gosh darn it, he was right. I hate when God's right. Actually, I don't. That means it's better than anything I could have thought of. It's not taking away, it's making a way. And if you look at it long enough and sit with it long enough and give it enough time to process, you can probably see God's hand at work. Even though it's painful, he's got a plan. And it's way better than any plan that I have. And by the way, I'm on the mend. I don't need chicken soup or anything. I'm good. All right. But it can feel painful. We just have to process. And it gives a whole new meaning to what we think of as suffering. Now, why would you allow me to suffer? Well, I have never been physically pruned. No, technically I had surgery. So yeah, I have. It hurts. But you know what? It heals. And that's the purpose of it. It's not cutting for cutting's sake. It's cutting for improvement, for healing, for wholeness. It's a whole different mindset. And we need to kind of get our heads around that as we go into this 40 days of prayer, because like I said last week, this prayer thing, it comes with warning labels. There are side effects here. Your life may be different. Your life may be transformed. You may not get what you asked for. You may get what you need. And God might speak. What would happen if he did? Would you be ready for it? Or would it weird you out? Don't underestimate what he's going to do in this time, but also pay attention to what it looks like. When you think it's suffering, there could be a deeper purpose. So, where do we focus? Well, there are two people in this picture, two different foci. Is that a word? Help me out, English majors. Two different places to look, right? So the one woman, nothing glamorous about that, tending to the tree, all that stuff. The other guy, he's on the horizon. He's looking for God-sized things. Which one's right? See, nobody wants to take me up on this talking with me. It's so disappointing. I love it when you guys banter back and forth. Yeah, so it depends, right? Here's the problem that I see with most Christians. Most Christians are the guy. They're always looking on the horizon. They're always looking for the fruit, the product, the results. But where do those results come from? The connection. The one that tends the connection is the one that will eventually see the fruit. Now, there's nothing glamorous about what she's doing. There's nothing exciting. Again, if I were to form a club, hey, who wants to root around and care for a tree and dig in the dirt? Okay, well, there would be some. Bad example. But the majority of you said, no, I'd rather eat the fruit. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But we have to pay attention to what we connect to. Our job is to stay connected. That's it. So the one guy who's always looking for the fruit, always looking for the results, constantly being disappointed because, God, I prayed for this and you didn't give it to me. God, I had this opportunity. I tried my best, but you didn't back me on it. God, I saw this wonderful opportunity. I prayed that you would give it to me and you didn't. That's looking for results. That's not paying attention to the connection. And guess what happens over time? The dude's gone. He's walked out on faith. He's given up because God didn't give him what he wanted. He was results focused. The one who was connection focused, though, is there to enjoy when the fruit finally does happen. Think about that in your life for just a second. It's the connection that matters. When it comes to gardening and growing, the only thing that we can control here in spiritual terms is our connection. Who controls the kind of fruit? God. Who controls the season in which the fruit comes? Who controls the rain that gives us what it needs? Who controls the sunlight that gives us what it needs? How much do we control? Almost nothing. So here's the good news and bad news. We control almost none of this. The good news is you only have to do one thing. Stay connected. The bad news is it's his timeline. This is my biggest problem. My timeline is considerably shorter than God's. Are you with me here? Like I want peace and I want it now, right? I want patience and I want it now. So the one who pays attention to the connection, the only thing that we can control is the one that stays there and enjoys the fruit in its season. We can't control the rain. We can't control the sun. We can't control the growth. We can't control the season. But you can control the connection. And that's what the 40 days of prayer and fasting are all about. This is us reconnecting. Maybe we need to unplug from some other things. Maybe that's the pruning that needs to happen. For 40 days, can we unplug from something to make sure that the plug that gives us the energy and the source of life is plugged in? And what would your life look like if the next 40 days, if we deliberately connected to that which gives us life, first and foremost, don't worry about the results. Don't worry that you have to have a perfect answer at the end of these 40 days and God's going to go, I gave the vision to Chris. That's not what we're about. I don't care about results right now. I care about connection because connection will bring God's results. Now, you're going to go out of here and say, did you hear what Pastor Bill said? He doesn't care about results. Not what I said. I don't care about results first. I care about connection first. And I trust that the results that God wants will come. That's the way it works. So, the action steps of the day. Here's what we're asking you to do. We're asking you to pray. If you're not sure how, we have a great brochure. Or take out your phones right now, go to uniongmc.org, and you're going to see a tab at the top of that. It says Growing Together. That is your one-stop shop for everything you need for the next 40 days plus. You're going to learn how to pray. You're going to learn how to fast. You're going to sign up for classes. The economy class is all about what we do with money, and Donica's starting this afternoon at 12:30, right up next building over here. As you go up the stairs, it's the first door on the right. I encourage you to go there. It's 2 weeks. We're asking everybody to try and go through one of these classes. Mark's starts on Tuesday night. And why are we doing this? Because we don't think you know what it means to be a steward? No, well, maybe you don't. I don't know. But we want to be on the same page with this. We want to have a common understanding of what God is calling us to here and the opportunity that we have in this time. At the end of that, as you record what you're praying, we're going to have vision gathering sessions. That's what Jim is going to, it's like the perfect couple right here, the teacher and the gatherer, right? So we're going to have these vision gathering sessions. We want to hear from you. Because I'll say this until I'm blue in the face. I could stand here and say, God's vision for Union Chapel is, yeah, that's just Bill's good idea. But if several people are saying the same things, hey, there's an opportunity. God is kind of moving me in this direction. And we hear that from several different groups of several different people. That's how I know God's in it. I'm not going to trust, you should not trust Bill. You can trust God, but don't trust me. Trust Jesus, don't trust me. He's the only one big enough to give us that vision that we can all come together on. And the mission is amazing. If you've ever been part of a championship winning team, this is it. I don't mean just Union Chapel, I mean Christianity, the followers of Christ. And it doesn't always look good. Neither does any game, by the way. Some of the greatest championships are ones that were the hardest fought and won. Now, here's the good news, the best news of all. Our game's already won. The hill called Calvary made sure that we are on the winning team. So why wouldn't we join? This baffles me. All right, so you can go to unionc.org and how to pray and take a look at that. Now, I will say this. Here's the biggest challenge for modern society, and I named it earlier. You got to think agriculture, not culture. Let me say that one more time. You got to think agriculture, not culture. Culture says, you put it in the microwave, 30 seconds is done. Agriculture says, yeah, you plant, you wait a while. You weed, you look, nothing. You keep going, and over time, you're going to see a little bud. Don't get too excited. It's not ready yet, but it's coming. Union Chapel, this is that point where I'm starting to see the bud in God's vision for Union Chapel. I can see it, but not clearly. I want you to be a part of that as well. But we have to think agriculture, not culture. Resist the temptation. So all I'm asking you to do is one thing. This sounds so easy, but it's going to be so hard to do. Where are you going to focus? What are you going to pursue over the next 40 days? And my encouragement and my plea, please, don't pursue fruit. Pursue the connection. Can you imagine what God will show us if we stay connected for 40 days together as a congregation? Can you imagine what will follow and the adventures that we'll have together as we build his kingdom and not ours? And we make disciples of all the nations. I can't think of a better team, a better mission, or better people to do it with. Focus on connection, and we'll see the fruit. Are you with me? Excellent. Let's pray. God, thank you for providing that connection. Thank you for providing everything that we do to grow. Thank you for the Son, literally, the Son, Jesus Christ. We thank you for his example, for his teachings that remind us of everything that we should do. We thank you for his sacrifice that gives us the freedom from sin, even freedom from the power of death. Not even death has its sting anymore. God, we thank you for his disciples that spread that good news, sometimes at great risk, the cost of life. God, thank you for the many people that have carried this word in their hearts, literally through the ages, to bring us to this day. Thank you for those who planted this church in this place 182 years ago. God, thank you that we are here now in this exciting, busy time, called to be part of that winning team. Not because of anything that we've done or anything that we are, but because of who you are and what you've done. God, for that we can't say thanks enough, but we'll try. Keep us focused on that connection so that we can see your fruit. I pray this for your glory, for your honor, and in the name of your Son.